you ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon.
Happy Pride, Roundtablers! It's Thursday. How you doing? And my name is Robert Bannon, and I'm so excited that you're here. Sorry, I was late. There's a little dust up over on Facebook. I can't get the Facebook feed to go live. What the heck is going on here? Is Facebook trying to stop us? Nothing is going to stop us here. Definitely not this year. Definitely not this coming year. Not this month. This is our month, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Roundtable. It is our 152nd week together. And I was saying before, it's our 4th year of the Pride Party. So good to have you here. My husband says hello. Oh, his name is still Wheeler on YouTube. Woo, that's weird. I don't know what I think it's weird when I see Darius Bannon, and I think it's weird when I see Darius Wheeler now. I just call him my husband. That's my husband. Says, hope you all had a great week. Maria's here. Hi, Marie. Thank you for being here. Happy Pride to you. My mom is here. Hi, Mom. How you doing? She was celebrating Pride back in the day. She was a hairdresser, so she's hanging out with all the gay hairdressers over on Jones Beach. Rose. She was like, woo, woo. And Christine says, let the Pride Party begin. Greetings, Robert, and all the lovely Roundtablers. Thank you, Christine. I hope the weather's well. I know it's crazy out there, again, in North Carolina. I'm excited that you're all here. We're going to have a great grand old time. Margaret Cho makes her Roundtable debut. And then Max Talisman is here. He's got a great new movie that I got a chance to see. It's perfect for Pride, and it is fantastic. It's great. There is the tragedy of it all. If you missed us pre-show, the pre-show was wacky and wild. Are they cute? Robbie Roselle stopped in, and I asked Robbie Roselle about the Tony Awards. The Tony Awards are on CBS on Sunday. Don't miss it. He says maybe Happy Ending is going to win. That's my pick as well. I think Darren Criss also wins the Tony for Best Musical Actor. And I think Audra McDonald is going to win Best Musical Actress over Nicole Scherzinger. And I asked Robbie about Patti LuPone and Audra McDonald, because Robbie has worked with both of them. And he gave a very politically correct answer. And I was thinking about my answer. And I think that Broadway is full of a lot of people who have a lot of egos in art and in business, even in schools, even in banks, even in hospitals. People have egos and ruffle feathers. So what do you think it's like on Broadway? Lots of crazy town for sure. So I'm excited to see what they have for us. Cynthia Erivo, Elphaba herself, hosts the Tony Awards on Sunday. Make sure you don't miss a moment. So are you ready? I got a hot take for you. I have a hot take for you all. Here we go. So Pride is not just for the gays, people, right? It's for everybody. So let's take a peek.
It's smoking.
So my question for you is, what makes you proud? What are you proud of? What are you proud of about yourself or the people you love? What makes you have pride? And I think I'm so proud of my family here in Detroit, in this house, my little family, my husband, and our puppy, our girl, Diamond, who was at the wedding, everyone. I'm so proud of my family back in New Jersey, the journey of my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister-in-law, my niece, and my extended family out here in Detroit. I'm proud of the work I do as a teacher. I'm proud of the work I do here at the Roundtable in music. And I'm really, really proud this year to march and be a part of the Pride experience with my husband for the first time ever. And to be loud and proud about that our love matters, and that our love is important, and that our love is just as good as anyone else's love. And everyone out here has something to be proud of. So this Pride is extra special. I've taken this month off, except for the Roundtable. So there is no Pride show in New York. There's no Prides around the country. I'm just going to live loud and proud here at home. And we're getting a new furniture delivery. We're getting our backyard together. I've been taking naps. It was so funny because at the wedding, Bestie Mike gave a speech, and Mike said that he noticed how calm I've been since I've moved here and with Darius. And he said, Darius has given me a sense of relaxation or calmness. And it's so funny because when Darius came home tonight, I was sleeping on the couch. I had taken a nap. And Darius came in and he got me Mexican food for dinner. And I was knocked out. So thankfully, my man You know, he takes good care of me. He keeps me calm, cool, and collected. And when I moved here, my sister Renee said, "You're gonna rest." And I was like, "I've never rested in my life." And there I was. There's a piece to that that money can't buy. So I'm so grateful for that. Hi, Catrice. Hey, girl. It's so good to see you. I love seeing you here. We're asking you all the questions today. What makes you proud here for Pride? So please answer. Let us know as we carry on. Are you ready to move it along? Here we go. It's time for the weekend review. Well, this week we had a lot of fun things that have happened. I got a really special day. We had a really, really special day, but we'll get to that in a minute. I had a great weekend where I got to take Darius on a date. So I took Darius on a date, and then Darius took me on a date this weekend. We've been out and about all weekend. We were celebrating the wedding. Now that money's been paid and the party's over, we were going to go out together. So I took Darius to Troy, Michigan, which is fancy, over by the Fancy Mall, and I took him to the Ocean Prime restaurant. I have a picture of my dinner. So I had the Chilean sea bass, and it was delicious and it was very good. And we got a million sides of carbohydrates everywhere. Darius' salmon, truffle mac and cheese, Brussels sprouts, jalapeno au gratin potatoes, you know, baked potato, loaded baked potato. And we had all of this delicious food, and it was very good and it was very nice, and we had a good time. And the next day we ate, and it was fine. It was fine. It was expensive, hoofy food where you eat your little meat and your little chicken and whatever, salmon. The next day, we went to buy furniture, and we went over to Gardner White, which is where we buy our furniture, which is a very Midwestern store. And then afterwards, Darius took me to a place called Nicola's, which is a barbecue place. So for the cost of our one dinner, the cost of our one Chilean sea bass dinner on Saturday night, on Sunday, we got all this food. This was my chicken collard greens, and it came with macaroni salad or potatoes, macaroni salad, pasta salad, and garlic bread. And then Darius got these potatoes, fried chicken, fried shrimp, ribs. All of this, I think, was $42. And he got a drink. He had a lemon drop martini. You talk about a party, people. Okay. Okay. You hear me? That was something. We ate. Sometimes you just need a $42 fried chicken dinner on a Sunday afternoon to make your life go. Go team. Go team, go. So we had a good weekend for sure. And we have other fun things to tell you about as this weekend went on. I do have some breaking news. Are you ready? You want the breaking news? Here we go. You know, we don't usually get political here on the show, but the breaking news of today, you saw, right? This tweet. You see the fight that's going on between the president of the United States and Elon Musk? Oh, girl, it's more like this. That is some housewife drama in the world. Oh my goodness. And they say Pride is run by the queens. Woo, the queens are out clacking. So, holy moly. So we're just going to have fun with that. We're going to have fun with this whole entire month. But when I saw that, I said, oh, we're putting this on the show. And, you know, we don't normally talk politics too much here, but, oh, that's scandal. Let's scandal. Oh, Christine says the wedding is over. It's time to celebrate and eat. Oh, well, at least my pants still fit. Amen. Darius says that's true. Let's eat and be merry. I like that. Well, I have a shameless plug for you, and I have a Michigan moment, and I have a hey friend, hey, and a favorite things. I have everything for you today. So we'll get right into it. Oh, shall we? Shall we? Here is my shameless plug.
'Cause I'm shameless.
So I don't have a show to promote this Pride, but I am recording a single in July when I go back home, and I'm really excited about it. It's a song that you know if you come to my Pride shows, and we're going to do it with Yaz. And I wrote Yaz the other day to get it started. So there will be new music coming out this year, or at least a single and some fun. But this month here, we already had Peppermint here, but this month for Pride, we have a big, giant show for you every single week. Next week, Governor Whitmer will be here. We will be at the Pride Parade in Detroit, and Governor Whitmer and the lieutenant governor of the state will be spending some time with us. So we will hear all about what they have to say as going on in this state and also around the country for Pride and so much more. Margaret Cho is here tonight. Lance Bass is coming on by the end of the month. Amen. NSYNC superstar. David Archuleta returns back to the Roundtable, as well as Nathan Lee Graham, who now is a Broadway star and stars on Mid-Century Modern with Matt Bomer and Nathan Lane over on Hulu. Peppermint was here last week. Jeff Heller, who is so great on all the TV shows he does. He's wrote a new book. He's going to be a great guest. Plus Max Talisman is here tonight as well. So we have a big, giant Pride year. I can't believe that every year for the past 3 years, we've filled this show for the month of June with incredible queer art artists, advocates, and allies. So it means so much to me. So stick around the Roundtable every Thursday for a brand new edition of the Roundtable. And then we'll be back in the summer with incredible musical acts and incredible actors and incredible Broadway stuff. And tomorrow on Broadway World, I had a great conversation that will be up and out that you need to check out. Every single Friday, we have an exclusive chat over on Broadway World. And this time it's Jamal Fields Green, who me and Darius and my sister saw in MJ. And now he's doing MJ in the West End. And he just won the Olivier Award, the Tony equivalent for MJ. And he's here to tell us about his new music. So don't miss a moment over on Broadway World. So all of that information is over on Instagram. You can follow me and stay up to date. And you could watch the Broadway Podcast Network every day. Adrian is over at Tribeca Film Festival right now. She just talked to Jim Gaffigan. She's got a whole week of events. It will be 3 days on the Broadway Podcast Network. Plus, she did the Heather's Press Day. Plus, we sent her to Drama Desk Awards. Adrian has been out in these streets hustling for the Roundtable. All that content is also on Broadway Podcast Network. A new episode every single day. All right. Remember, don't forget to tell me what makes you proud. My mom's going to say, I'm proud of my kids and my granddaughter, and I'm proud of everything that everyone does. We are the world. Go ahead, Mom. Write it down. Type away. Let's go. Hi, Grandma. Hi, I'm Fran. Hi, everybody. That's here. And I love you all for being here. Let's go right into our Detroit moment.
You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. What up, though?
So I had a Michigan moment, everyone. I had a Michigan moment that I have never seen before. Well, apparently someone told me I had seen it because I have been to Chicago. So when I went to Chicago, I must have seen a Great Lake. But I saw a Great Lake. They really are here, and they are big. They look like a ocean, kind of. Darius will say Michigan has beaches, but they don't look like the Jersey Shore, but they were good. Look at the marshlands that lead to Lake Erie. Very beautiful. We took a field trip. Out into the wilderness, literally. And we took the kids. I can't show you the kids, so I can't show you a lot more pictures, but it was very beautiful. It was very, 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 very nice out there in the parks that they have all around the state of Michigan, especially around the lakes. They take activism and environment. And what's funny is that I think of Detroit as being what Michigan looks like, but Michigan is a very forested state, and it doesn't all look like Detroit out here. And the people are not all like Detroit. It's very conservative in areas and very rural in areas, but it was really pretty, and the kids really loved the parks out there, and it was a really great time. They saw a bald eagle. They had a bald eagle there. That's a picture of the bald eagle. It's blind and can't fly, so they've been rehabbing it, and they've had it for 15 years, and it was a great trip, and it reminds you that, when I grew up in New Jersey and would spend time in New York, you think that that's where all of the life is. If you're in California or Florida, or wherever you are, North Carolina, Delaware, but in every state and all around this world, no matter what country, there's absolute beautiful things to be seen everywhere, and beautiful people, regardless of where they stand on a political spectrum or what they feel or look like. There's good in everybody. And I think in a divided world, we have to remember that sometimes, That's just my 2 cents for you. And also here in the city of Detroit, my students in the high school graduated this year. So shout out to my wonderful friends over at the Detroit Lions Academy. The seniors have graduated. Graduation was on Ford Field where the Detroit Lions play. It was my first time going to a high school graduation ever in my life. and it was pretty fabulous. And I was very proud to be there and to be a part of it. There's the kids lined up at the field. I was able to give the Teacher of the Year award to the incredible Miss Britt, who teaches in the high school. And such an honor to be able to be a part of this school and the children's lives. In 16 years of teaching, I have never gotten to go to a high school graduation because I always taught middle school. So it was really quite a moment for me. So I'm excited that I get to spend the time to be here and to do something I hope makes a difference. So I'm proud of that for sure. All right, are we ready? Let's keep it moving with my favorite thing. I really have to change that year. Now it still says that year is wrong. What is this picture? Oh, that's the other picture. I was like, I think that's me at graduation. This is the players' tunnel at graduation with the lion. Darius put me in lion's colors with my blue and gray tie. Isn't it cute? Anyway, so my favorite thing is that this week I got to experience Barry Manilow with my husband, and Barry Manilow's publicist, Victoria Varela. Hey girl, she was so kind and great to us. I would show you the videos, but they're over on Instagram. If I play the videos, they'll take us off YouTube for copyright, which is annoying, but that's what it is. Well, he was here at the Little Caesars Arena. 10,000 Fanilows filed in from top to bottom, jam-packed, were ready and roaring to go. And we were there, speaking of graduations, as Barry got his doctorate in music on stage. They put him in the cap and gown with the hat, which they call something funny like a drywall, a mortal board. What do they call the hat you wear? Whatever. And he was emotional, and he's saying, I made it through the rain, while he was dressed up like this. And here we are. This is Darius and I. Look at how happy Darius was. He was excited. He doesn't know a lot of Barry music, but he will know more Barry music living here because I will force him to. Did this drink help him have a good time? Yes, I'm sure the drink was very, very helpful in him whooping it up with me. I was so grateful that on a very busy day at work, he spent the day to be with me and go see the concert. That's a good husband. You know, that's a good husband. It was the last Detroit show, allegedly. I don't believe Barry ever when he says that, because I think entertainment is just in his heart and in his soul. And I think he's just going to be performing until he can't perform anymore. And he said in an interview this week that when he can't hit the notes, he won't be there. Well, he was hitting the notes in the original keys. Shout out to his background singers and his incredible band. And they gave us 10th row center seats, and they told us it was a wedding gift. And I was so moved and grateful. Out of 25 concerts, I got my Barry tickets in the floor in the 10th row. And we had a night. So check out my Instagram page, Robert M. Bannon. You can see all of the videos from the Barry Manilow concert. It was 2 hours of all the hits. He just hits the hits and the hits and the hits and the hits. And such a great night. There he is singing I Write the Songs, which is funny because, you know, that's the song that I discovered Barry because I sang I Write the Songs in 8th grade after I had seen it on a karaoke cassette. And then I just was like, who does this music? And then I found out it was Barry Manilow, and I begged my parents to take me. Thank you, Aunt Ellen. A mortarboard. Thank you. I knew it. A mortarboard, which is different than a motorboat. Or I thought mortar. I don't know what mortar means. Mortimer. Mortar, I thought, is like when you smear up like a brick. What are you most proud of, Aunt Ellen? Tell us, please. So, see, Christine says Barry Manilow may be a Marilyn May, singing and kicking up his legs till his late 90s. He'll be performing forever. I believe that. He's got a new album coming out, original Barry pop album. I just think he's going to be doing music forever and a day. Oh, no pun intended. That's one of his songs. Tell us, what are you most proud of in your life? What makes you proud here on this Pride? I got my Pride shirt on for equality for all people, no matter who you love, what color you are, where you live, your sexuality, gender, how you feel. We all should be just loved and accepted. I know my mom has always loved and accepted this community way before me. I know people out here. I know all of you here. I know Aunt Ellen has. I know Marie has. I know everybody has. And we need to stand together more than ever. With so many crazy things going on in the world, we need to protect each other. And that's why I get inspired by Barry, because, you know, he came out way later in his life. I got to meet his husband and during Harmony. And he grew up in a time where he wouldn't be able to be a pop star. He wasn't able to have a career being out. Now he gets to be out, and Gary has a daughter, and now Barry has a granddaughter. Those stories, they're people that paved the way so that I could be out. And that's something we should not take for granted ever. So that's a fact. Jack, do I have any other pictures from Barry? No, but I have my Hey Friend Hey. Burr, 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 burr.
I'll be there for you. How you doing?
So my Hey Friend Hey. Oh, Darius changed his name. We called him out on it and he changed it already. Well, my Hey Friend Hey is you, babe. You are my Hey Friend Hey. So the husband and I will be married 2 weeks on Sunday. And this Sunday, we will be celebrating it at the Pride Parade in Detroit. We were invited to walk with the governor of the state of Michigan. Governor Whitmer invited us to walk, and we will be interviewing her. I'll be interviewing her for the Roundtable next week, as well as Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist. And Governor Whitmer is going to tell us why Pride is such an important event and subject matter for her. And I'm very honored to be here in this state for less than a year and getting this incredible honor. Her security team today asked for our information, and we'll be with her and we'll report back on all of Darius Bannon. It's the best gift anyone ever. It's the biggest honor of my life, and truly, whoo, you make me cry on the show. So we got to get more wedding pictures, and people have been sending us wedding photos. And I thought, for my Hey Friend Hey, what better to show the new pictures we got this week from my Don't Get Sappy. Don't get sappy, he said. Oh, I had to keep it together. Robbie said in the pre-show that at the wedding, I was sobbing. I was sobbing a little bit. I got choked up. Alyssa says, enjoy the newlywed years. They paved the way for the rest of the ride. That's right. I tell them all the time, we're going to party it up for the rest of the time. That's it. We're going to just whoop it up in all our craziness. So here's some new pictures that were sent to us. Here's me and my mom in our dance. I can't wait to get the professional photos. We've been chomping at the bit to be able to see them in the video because y'all acted a fool. And these are from Marie, I believe. Marie really did a great job. Thank you, Marie, for taking such good, talk about a good friend, taking such good pictures of us as we cut the cake from David's Custom Cakes. We're so good to us over there. There we are with our beautiful flowers, which were so incredibly gorgeous, like insanely gorgeous. And we got our tuxedos and styled so amazingly by the one and only Darius Bannon, who had me looking at an outfit that I would never have the courage to wear myself, but he really made us look amazing in these Calvin Klein tuxedos. Thank you so much for everybody's well wishes. They continue to come in. It's so overwhelming. Everyone is so sweet and great. And my father, the other nutty pictures I saw, us on the party bus, Auntie Maureen and my dad sitting in our seats at the sweetheart table, mess. My father pretending he was a mannequin, mess. We'll have pictures for you all summer long. Thank you, Marie, for those photos. And there's a lot of videos, but again, I can't put them on YouTube because if I put them on YouTube, the music blocks us from being shown. So make sure you stick around on Instagram and stuff, and more wedding photos will come up. And when we get our wedding video, and I made Darius a video, and I was like, I should play that for Pride on Instagram and stuff. But sometimes we try to keep things for us. And I know that's something that's important to him. So, but there'll be more wedding photos and professional photos and more wedding talk to come. I'm still in a dream about it. It's still something that is beyond anything I could have ever experienced. It was so incredible to be in a room with the love that you all shared for us. So I'm so grateful. This Pride is the most special one yet. So proud of my husband and the work that he does. And what made me so attracted to Darius in the beginning is that he lives his life so proud and out all the time. He is who he is, and he don't give two nothings about it. And that is the most attractive, amazing thing. And he is publicly loves me, and he publicly is himself, and he is just owns all his amazingness. And it's an inspiration to everybody out here that you are just absolutely perfect the way, and he is absolutely perfect the way he is. So happy Pride, babe. That's my Hey Friend Hey. So we had some people who told me what they're proud of. One person. You all failed. You failed the hot take. What are you proud? You have nothing that makes you proud? Nothing? Not even the way you make a grilled cheese? Of course, baby. That's my husband. And yes, I'm Bug. If you didn't know, that's my nickname. You don't even say I make a good grilled cheese. I know how to mop a floor. I'm a good driver. I'm a fast texter. I don't know what you're proud of. I'm proud of the fact that I once ate an entire cheeseburger with, in 92 seconds. I don't know. What are you proud? Why are they all about food with me? Oh my God. So tell me, what are you proud of? Well, I have a great answer, which was from the one and only Marie, who says, I'm proud of my biggest accomplishment, which was motherhood. At the end of the day, raising a fine young man is what I am most proud of, and I remind James often. Secondly, taking care of my aging dad. Marie, that's so nice. I got to meet James at a party, and James is such a funny, kind, sweet guy. What a great job you did, Marie. And I think that is absolutely beautiful. I absolutely love that answer. It's the perfect answer. You knew my mom was going to say, I'm proud of my family. You knew it. You knew it. She was going to say her kids. She has 3 sons and a daughter and a granddaughter. And my mom is a really good daughter as well to my grandmother. And she's a good sister to my aunt and my uncle. And she's a really good mama. My mom is a mom, is a mom, is a mom. So yeah, back at you, Graham. Love you, Graham. Graham's got some of our wedding flowers. Mom took them to her from the wedding. So I love that. Well, Alyssa says she's proud of her body and her strength. My body went through years of infertility, and IVF gave me my greatest gift, which is her son. And whose brand baby is a brand new baby. Brand new, newborn. That's our ongoing joke. We were just talking about people who struggle through that. That's real. That's really, really real. That the struggle that women go through of infertility and how heartbreaking it is. And people are afraid to talk about it. So kudos to you, Alyssa, for sharing. You're going to save people's lives all the time. Amazing. Amazing, Alyssa. Thank you. Here's Aunt Ellen, my daughter, who is now a dean in her school. Shout out to Brookie Cookie, who's out there in Florida with the promotion. I'm proud of her. Your son, who's a Marine and a sailor. He was a Marine and now he's in the Navy and he's got beautiful babies. Shout out to little baby Bobby and to Logan and Melissa, his wife, and to little Bobby. And A, who's on a red carpet right now over there in New York City. She just sent me pictures. Let me see what she said. They gave her a little hard time. I hate when they give people a hard time. But look at A and Jim Gaffigan. Jim Gaffigan is super famous. And look at him. Hot pockets. Hot pockets. Oh, there we go. So good. A, work, girl. So proud of the work that she does. I drive her nuts. I got her out here working, but she loves it. She loves it. So all of her Tribeca Film Festival stuff will be coming. Thank you all. Thank you so much for sharing what makes you proud. So when I think about Pride every year, and hi, Aunt Fran, I hope you're doing great and feeling great. When I think about Pride every year, I try to make June a Pride-only roundtable every Thursday. Sometimes, like last year, it's only my nails. Are they done? They're still maybe done. They're not dirty yet. My nails are done. My wedding band, David Yurman, surprise. I didn't know I was going to get this diamond gorgeousness. And I wore it today. I'm not supposed to wear it every day. I have a non-fancy one too, but I wore the fancy. Tomorrow's field day, so I won't wear it tomorrow. But thank you. That my husband makes sure I take care of things like that. So I never am going to get tired of saying that. I'm not going to be one of those people that talks bad about their husband. I love my husband. Check in 50 years from now, but I'm still going to love him down, even when he drives me crazy. So Margaret Cho is someone we've tried to get on every year. Every year we try to get Margaret Cho on the show because she's just an ally for this community. And oh yes, come on, Catrice. I'm proud of all my life accomplishments. I've made it this far in my life. I'm working on 26 years with my job in August. That's so great. Come on, Murphy. And I am proud to have a wonderful son who is 24, almost 25. I hear he's quite a gentleman. And that's amazing. That's such a great accomplishment, Catrice. That's beautiful. See, we all can be proud of ourselves. We can all have pride. It's not just for the gays. It could be for all of us. We all have to spend some time being proud of who you are, not being ashamed of who you are, the decisions you've made. They've made you who you are. So we finally got Margaret Cho to swing by and say, hey, So Margaret Cho is on the show. You're welcome. Margaret Cho is here. The Max Talisman is a brand new superstar with a really cute movie that's perfect for this Pride season. You may remember Margaret from ABC. You may have seen her on a million talk shows. She's a legendary comedian who's such a superstar. And she came on for the first time ever. Ladies and gents, Margaret Cho is here.
Well, there's no better way than to kick off Pride than with the one and only Margaret Cho. I am such a fan. I am a fan of the voice that she is for our community. I've been a fan since I watched ABC as a kid growing up. I've been a fan of her books, of her music, of everything. She pops up on when you see the list of movies and things she has coming out, you just got your own page on Deadline, Margaret Cho. You're just out here working. We're here. She's on tour, and it's her first time being on the Roundtable. So happy Pride and welcome, everybody. The one and only Margaret Cho is here.
Hi, thank you so much. What a great introduction.
I am a fan. Like, I grew up loving your comedy and what you do and what you say.
Thank you. Thank you. I love you. That's wonderful.
So thank you for being here. It's Pride. The world's on fire. The world is falling apart. But we're here.
Yeah, we're here. We're queer. Well, then now it's like the thing about Pride is we got to revert. What we're having to do is reverting back to the original purpose of Pride, which is resistance, and that is always going to be the point of Pride. And so I'm glad to do that. I'm proud to do that. It's very, very important.
You were the first person. You were on the Wendy Williams show, and I was watching an interview, and you were the first person to explain to me in ways that I understood queer. I'm gay. I'm going to get married to my husband this month.
Wonderful.
That's my Pride protest. We're going to get married and we're going to show up.
Yeah, I love it. Fabulous.
You explained the idea that we don't have to be just attracted to men and women. We can be attracted to transgender people. We can be attracted to any people that don't have gender identities that in that way. You were the first person who explained it. You've been an advocate for the trans community from day one.
Yes, we have to continually fight for the trans community. It's a really sad thing and a scary thing that's happening where we have an administration that's literally trying to erase them. And this is a global kind of a trend where we're seeing, all of this kind of transphobia for no reason all over the world, where why are they trying to decimate an already small population of people who deserve to exist? And we need to exist. They're an important part of our resistance in terms of Pride, but they are a really important part of our community. We are all equally giving to this idea of Pride, the idea of a rainbow with all the colors.
So I'm excited to march along with you this June, and every day throughout the year, we have to remember our queer brothers, sisters, and people out here who are out here that trying to love and be who they are. I remember first seeing you. I'll throw back with the receipts and everything. I remember your show. I remember All American Girl. Wow. I remember this amazing cast. And I remember how important it was to depict Asian American culture on television. You were really a trailblazer. You were at the forefront of letting different representation and voices be seen on primetime TV.
Yes. And, in a lot of ways, it was too early. It was too early for, I think, people to really understand that this could happen, that we could have this diversity. And so it was a really tough part of my life, but I'm really grateful that I got to do it. I know that a lot of people were inspired by seeing that they could actually go and do it themselves, whether that was for queer representation, whether that was for Asian American representation, whether that was for anybody who felt different. They felt empowered, which I think was the purpose of it. But yes, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time. And you've been out, like I joked before, but you've been out here working. Like you pop up on TV shows. You are out here in theaters doing stand-up all over. You have a brand new stand-up tour that you're in the middle of, and it's called Margaret Cho Live and Livid. The comedy tour is all over the place. Your tour dates throughout the rest of the year are all at margaretcho.com. And you can also go to Instagram at Margaret_Cho and follow all the information. So what are we talking about in this stand-up tour? What do we got to say?
Well, this is, just about being super frustrated, super angry. A lot of it was about working on the Harris campaign, the Harris-Wells campaign. I wanted this to happen so bad. I was really convinced it was going to happen. I thought because Beyonce said And it's really what Beyonce says, I believe. Like, I am such a believer of Beyonce. Like, and I think that is with most gay people. Like, we have our divas that we just follow. So it's like an astrology sign. So my sun sign is Madonna, my moon sign is Beyonce, and my rising sign is Lady Gaga.
I understand you. I feel like I know your whole personality.
Yeah.
That is I love Beyonce, but Whitney is in my she rises for me too.
Yeah, Whitney retrograde, like Whitney, very, very real. When I'm feeling down, I just pull up my phone, Whitney singing the national anthem.
Yeah, you cry. It's emotional.
Yeah, it's nobody has ever been able to do it better. It's like the best ever, and the definition of what patriotism is the way that she sings that song, because she is at the height of her ability, but also her happiness, like her joy, of being herself. She had that swinging bob.
Yeah, it was the little windbreaker,
the white headbands.
Mm-hmm.
And she was having a really good time. This was like kind of before all of some of the different trials in her life. And so she was just really celebrating. And this was like the best time, the best time for her and me as a fan. So, but I love her, all of her incarnations. And, I got to meet her, and
you did?
I got to meet her in 2011 with Brandy, because she brought Brandy because I did Dancing with the Stars with Brandy. So she was with Brandy every day. And so Whitney was like, come here, like trying to get us away. She didn't want us to talk to the Palins, because Sarah Palin's daughter, Bristol, and she didn't like them. So she was like, don't talk to them. And like, really just trying to get us like to not be around them. And it was really funny. But yeah, like I was so starstruck. I mean, the Whitney's, you so starstruck.
I'm going to use that with my gay friends now. I want to know their diva horoscope.
Yeah, ask them their big three. Some gays go real off the diva chart, and they're like, "Oh, mine is B. Arthur," and I'm like, "Okay, that's valid."
I then understand you. I get your gaydom then.
That's valid. You can veer off into sitcom, like whatever you have to do.
I'm thinking about my fiance. He's an Adele, Celine Dion. He's a classy gay. Like he's that's very that's a state. There's also the Mariah Careys who they worship Messiah Carey. It's their own genre. But when you figure out who's their divas, you can understand them better. Folks, this is what you can see when you go see Margaret on tour. This is the kind of fun hijinks, the hilarity that you can see on the road. How do you you sing, you have a new album, you have a new record out, it's called Lucky Gift. You can get it on your website. You can get a signed copy on the website. You can stream it wherever music is heard. So your art and artistry goes from stand-up to acting to music. There is you host, you have your own there is no real you're a comedian. We know you as a comedian, but you do it all.
Yeah, I mean, I like to do all sorts of different things. I mean, for me, it's just about keeping my mind alive, but also I just have fun. Like my career is really also my social life, and so it's all different things that I get to do with my friends, whether I'm doing comedy or making music or making movies or whatever it is. It's all just about hanging out.
And I know last year, my cousin who does red carpet events for me in New York found you. You had your little puppy. You were at the Tribeca Film Festival.
That's right.
She's so cute. Look at the baby. See? And I was such a hater because I was like, why did you get to talk to Margaret Cho? Why wasn't I?
Well, we get to talk now.
We made it happen.
I love it. I'm so glad.
And you have people while they're talking, like I had a little rundown of some things you've done in the past few years that were fun. And that I loved seeing you on Hacks. I loved you popping up on Hacks.
I love that show. I love them. They're so I love that show so much. And I mean, they're just doing so great. I love them.
I love Good on Paper, which is
that's fun.
which is out. You can stream that. You got how many? You have a bunch of Emmy nominations. You've been nominated multiple times. I know Law and Order SVU.
They're very serious.
You were acting.
She's acting. She's acting.
When you see Prom Pact, which is on Disney Plus now, and people can see you in Prom Pact, and then last year's big old Pride guest is your co-star. We had Joel Kim Booster here last year.
Yes,
I love Fire Island. I hear you love Fire Island in real life.
I do. I've been going there since 2008, but I'm a Provincetown lady. I've been going there since 1986. So Provincetown is like I go every year. I'm going this year. I'll be there at the end of July or beginning of August. But I mean, to me, I love the gay vacation. It's really, I'm all about that.
Why have I've been to Palm Springs, and I've been to San Francisco, which is your hometown, which is, I think, besides New York, maybe the gayest place in the world.
Very true.
I've never been to Fire Island, and I grew up in New Jersey.
Oh, yeah, you gotta go. I mean, it's so fun, and it's just a really special experience. So yeah, you got to.
I gotta check it out. I have to. And then we, of course, saw you singing on The Masked Singer as well. Is it as hot and uncomfortable as it looks in that costume?
Yes, it's very sweaty. It's really claustrophobic, but it's a lot of fun. I had a great time, but it's very sweaty.
It looks like when they take that mask off, everyone's hair is always stuck to their face. And I just announced, and people were really excited on social media. If you Google it, there's a lot of fandom talking about it, that you are joining the Gray Sisters. You're joining the next Percy Jackson with Sandra Bernhard. This is a fun group of, you talk about comedians.
Them. Yeah, I love Kristen, and I'm a Sandra Bernhardologist. I know everything about her, and I'm obsessed with her. She is the best. She's my good friend, and I'm just a huge fan. So I had a great time.
So I'm excited for this to come out. We will follow you, and we'll stay up to date on all of the things. Do you do you say, like, this is the month I'm going to do stand-up, I'm going to take these gigs, I'm going to do TV? Is it as it comes in? Do you have to plan?
Yeah, it just as it comes in, it's as it goes, and it's always different. Every day is different, and I really am grateful for that. It's a great honor to be able to do so many different things. So it's really fantastic.
And you as a writer and an activist, your books they're in print. You can get the books as well on Amazon or wherever books are sold. The old ones, the new ones, and all of the things. Do you continuously write? Are you a joke writer that is like ideas you have in your phone? Like, what is your process to come up with a new tour and a new routine?
Well, I write a joke every day right before I get up. So that's like my practice to get the start to roll. And then it doesn't have to be funny. It doesn't have to be good, but I have to write it before I get out of bed. So every day I have like, okay, that's one thing that I'm doing. It's like I write this down, and then that kind of gets the movement. But it's a process, it's compiling it all together, and then, it grows. But yeah, writing is a big part of my life.
We had, I love talking to comedians. We had Lunel here the other day. We had Sherry Shepherd here the other day. And I always ask about writing, because I said to Lunel, like 90 minutes, 60 minutes on stage is not 5 minutes. You tell a couple jokes to your friends, like it's a full on show. Mm-hmm. So how long does it take you to come up with a full night of material?
Well, it's a work in progress. So it's always there. And then you're just adding to it and growing this thing that, I've been doing for like all this time, like Lunel has, like as long as she and I used to do shows together in the 1980s at the Noe Valley Ministry in San Francisco. So it's very long. It's a long game that we play. But yeah, she's a really good friend of mine.
And now when you see, and we love her here, she's been here a couple times. Now we're going to steal Margaret Cho too, and we're just going to take this on the road. You have been doing this for, like you said, and now when you look at lists, and I saw lists that you put on the top 10 female comics and the top 10, that it must be something when you go to a comedy club or when other people open for you, and you've been an inspiration now to the next generation of comics. Yeah,
it's really nice. I'm really grateful for that. People are just so really gracious, but also, give me my flowers. That's just always really, really exciting. And so I love that.
I love that too. I wanted you to come here so we could give you your flowers because
Thank you.
we are fans. We're fans. So when we're going to see you on the road, we're going to see you out here activism and protesting and writing and out in the street. Do you have a plan for this Pride?
In LA Pride, I'm going to be on the Project Angel Food float. So I'll be like riding with them, and then I'm going to do some judging, some ballroom dancing at the end. So every Pride, I do some little thing like that. So this is my year's contribution. So yeah, it's going to be cool.
I love it. You know, while we were talking, I was watching old clips of your stand up, and I was watching, and so much of your early stand up, at least that I knew, was about your family. And I love watching it because culturally, my sister-in-law, your family's Korean descent, and my sister-in-law is Chinese descent, which I know is very different culture, but it's been so much fun to see my little Italian Jersey family and they just had a baby, and the way her mom acts with the baby and the way my mom acts with the baby, it's been such a joy to see that no matter who you are. And that's what I love about your stand-up. No matter where you're from, no matter what gender, sexuality, family is family, people are people, and we could find the humor in your stand-up like anyone else's.
Yeah, for sure. I love that.
I love that too. So you're on the road, you have dates on the road, they're all on your website?
Yeah, they're all on my website, margaretcho.com. I'm going to Florida next week. I'll be all over the place pretty soon, so come see me.
And we hope to see you on the road. I can't wait to see you do your next stand-up special, and you're welcome here anytime you have the next movie book. We love being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
There you go. The legendary Margaret Cho here for the first time. We loved her. She was really sweet off camera, and she's very sweet and a legend who's been at this game for 45 years. Oh my God, I can't believe that show she was on was in the 1992 and 1993. That was 30 years ago, people. What in the world? Christine's got her hot take for us, talking about she's proud of being a mom to her dog, Max, taking around the clock care of 2 elder dogs, caring for her dad and now her mom, passing love of music to kids, teaching, surviving a heart attack, and spreading love. We love that, Christine. You're a good doggy mommy and a really good daughter. And I love that you teach music to the babies. That's really special. I love it. So I got an email a couple of weeks ago that there was a new movie coming out, and it was the new Pride rom-com. And we sent Adrian over to the red carpet premiere, but I had the chance to talk to the star, the writer, and the director, Max Talisman. And I had a really great time watching the film a couple of weekends ago. It's out in theaters, and then it's going to be out on demand soon. And I figured we might as well take the first week of Pride to document new movies that show love of the gays in a way that's not messy and cheating and drugs and stupid. And there's no Speedos in this movie. It's just love. Really cute. Take a peek. Our new friend to the show, Max Talisman, is here to tell us all about this baby. Well, you know, Pride is our biggest month here on the Roundtable, and we love having the most incredible performers out and about. In my community, in your community, I know you're gay or gay adjacent if you're watching this show, because that's why else would you be here? And I watched the cutest, greatest movie. You know, maybe I'm in my love phase because I'm getting gay married in days. So, you know, I love a rom-com that's got the dudes in it. And Max, you did this one so well. I laughed. I cried. I had a whole fun, kiki moment. I'm so excited. You need to see the film, everybody. We're talking about things like that. You have to see the film. Max Talisman is here, and I can't wait to have the full breakdown of how this all came to be. Max, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here, to be chatting.
Max, I curled up in my bed. Now you're gonna go see it in the movie theater, everybody, but I curled up in my bed and I just watched it and giggled and cackled and laughed and saw myself in so much of your film.
Thank you so much. I mean, like, that's why I made it. I wanted people to feel reflected and seen in a film that, you know, it's a throwback rom-com. Like, it's a 90s, you know, early 2000s vibe rom-com, but it's starring us. And so it was really important for me to, you know, make the movie I always wanted. Yeah.
I love I love Notting Hill. I love, you know, all these, but they never look like the people I love. They never look like my relationship.
Right.
But you did it now, Max.
Thank you. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
You did it now. So we're talking, everybody. Things Like This is out in theaters. and you have to check it out. So I think you've worked on this for like is it almost 8 years? How long have you worked on this?
It is. It's 8 years. I guess 8 years this summer. Yeah. So 8. And I wrote it, the first draft, I think in June or July of 2017. So been doing it for a while, but I think it's important that we took the time to make the film we wanted. And I'm saying we because there's it's my name under director and writer. But there was a whole team that worked on this for years. And it's led by my amazing producer, Buzz Koenig. We edited this script every week for years. And so, it's to see it now, I'm really proud.
Yeah, I am very proud. I don't even know you, and I was proud. Just as this gay boy here, right here, was like, because what I thought of while I was watching it is, you came up with this idea. It's one thing to write a movie is hard. It's one thing to get the financing to shoot a movie is hard. Then it's to get a movie out in theaters is hard. And you did all of this about a gay love story.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I luckily I just had amazing support along the way. Like, one of my favorite Oscar speeches is when Allison Janney went up and she goes like, I did it all by myself. And then she's like, nothing could be further from the truth. And that's the truth. It's like, it's my name once again there, but it was never just me. It was literally the support of the century. Like, I just felt like at every step of the way, I had a team around me to push forward this project, to believe in it, to right anything that I was doing wrong. Like, literally, it was important that all the time I was listening to the people who knew better, who'd been in the business longer, who had made films before. This was the first time I was going to be doing it from behind the camera. So, I just every step of the way was listening to people. And then the distribution, this is my first time ever being on, hearing any of that. So it's all been a learning process in a really exciting, cool way. And MPX took a major chance on this film. And I can say after the first week, like box office wise, the chance seems to be paying off, which is thrilling. But, we continue to want people to go see it in theaters with a group of people and share it with your friends, your loved ones. I know we're getting close to Pride Month. So it's the right time for the film. And
Go see it. And we can follow you and stay up to date. It's the Max T Show on Instagram, everybody. He's got a whole bunch of followers. So go join the party over there on Instagram. Wait, so you put this film, firstly, I can't believe that you wrote this, then you directed it, you star in it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, I'm not shading other filmmakers, but this isn't some short that you made in a subway somewhere that you did on a camcorder. Like, you just went for the whole big, let's make a feature and let's make a big giant movie.
Yeah, that was all Buzz, to be honest. He was like, this script, you could make it for a small budget. He was like, but that's not the film it deserves. He was like, we should wait until we are able to raise what the film deserves. And because of that, because of his perseverance and mine, but like, he was the one who, was encouraging me. And he's been in the business, 35, 40 years. So at the end of the day, I'm easy for me to listen to someone like him and trust. Because, honestly, the thing that changed my life was meeting him and was starting to work with him. So, it's kind of unreal, to be honest. I really do appreciate what you're saying. It's important that we made it at this level, and that also hopefully it looks like even more. I don't want people to know what the budget was, because I'm hoping they think it looks, like multiplied what we made it for, because that was what we wanted. We wanted to put everything we had on screen and in post, and just make sure that the film we had was a beautiful love story.
And it is incredible cast, and it is incredible chemistry, and it is really sweet. And I don't just mean chemistry between you and Joey, who plays Zack in the movie. I mean chemistry amongst your friends, amongst his friends, amongst the family. Like, what can you say about the cast you assembled for this film?
Oh, they're incredible. They really are. You use the word, but Joey obviously that's number one. Get that chemistry right between the two of us, and we're so lucky that it works. Like, we really do have that chemistry. We get along. Like, we're good friends. Like, and that, you can tell when people on screen like each other, and if they don't, it's not going to work. So I had to make sure, like, Joey and I had connected about a different project I'd written, and we had Zoomed about that. And then, we were about to make this, and I was like, kind of like, I need the right person for this role. It's so important. And after that call we had, I was like, why don't I just send it to Joey, see if it resonates with him? And I called him. And over the last few weeks, we've been doing a lot of press together. So this is what he said. He said after that first call, he knew he would do it, just based off the way that we were, bantering and talking to each other and making fun of each other, because that's important. So after he read the script, it was all it happened pretty quickly. And I was in New York for pre-production for 3 months before he got there, but we were Zooming every week, just building that rapport, building that relationship. So the day before he left, we were Zooming, and he said, well, I'm just so glad that our chemistry is there, and if that's there, then the rest of the film will fall into place, so I can trust in that. And that was really important, not just for him to say, but for me to hear. Because it's the key component. But the chemistry between everyone works. You're right. Jackie Cruz and him have this friendship where you feel like they've known each other for years. And their conversations feel so organic and lived in. They're both amazing actors, but once again, you hire also good people who are going to get along on set. And then you watch magic, like you watch, lightning in a bottle happen in front of you. Now, I cheated a little bit because the people who played my friends were all my friends. I did cheat a little bit in that way. Like, Charlie Taeyeon and I did Super Dark Times together in 20, years ago. So, like, we've been friends forever. And as soon as I wrote Kenny, I was like, I want you to do this. And obviously, he's an incredible actor, but it was also, I want to work with my friend again. Like, we had the best time together on Super Dark Times, which if you watch that movie, you wouldn't know that he and I were having the best time together. Really, like, we get along. So, it's sometimes you can't fake that kind of thing. And he and I are just simpatico. And then, but the people who played my other friends were people who I've known for, 15, 10, 20 years. Like, it was important for me that if I was getting this opportunity to make sure I was bringing my people with me, because they'd been there for me the whole time. They'd let me cry on their shoulders. They'd gone to dinner with me when I needed to vent for hours, or, I'd been there for them in the same way. It was important that those relationships, those friendships, you believed it. And so, yeah, I did. I made sure that they were my people, but, they're still amazing actors. So that's what works too.
Amazing actors and very fun. And I was watching, everyone that's watching it, straight, gay, anything, doesn't matter. You're going to see yourself in these characters. I'm watching it and I'm like, your character, Max's character, I'm marrying this man who's on the couch reading books about dragons and vampires and wolves. And he's like, I have this great new book. I wake up, he's down here. I don't want to hear about, I don't know anything about a dragon.
Yeah.
Dracula. He has a witch tattoo on his shoulder. He's that kind of gay. Right. I relate. I was like, I get this one. I get it.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like you can probably tell that is not really me in real life, which is interesting. Yes. I mean, like, you don't want to write someone who's completely like yourself at all. But it definitely, there's, I do love I love supernatural shit. I love that. I do see a ton of horror films, but it's not like my personality. It's just like something I enjoy. Yes. But it just felt like something where it could be this extension of something you wouldn't expect him to be writing. But, it works. And by the way, congrats to you and Darius, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh. That was good. Max
your cousin was talking about it on the red carpet.
My cousin we covered this show on the red carpet.
Yeah,
and
she did. She did. She's so excited for you too. The wedding is in Detroit.
I'm in Detroit. We're going to Jersey.
All right, so the wedding's in Jersey, but you moved to Detroit,
I did.
and
So
the wedding
she
is
covers-
end of this month.
And she does red carpet for me now in New York. And we
Yes.
covered your show because she is the greatest ally gay
She's amazing.
friend ever.
Really, really just so sweet and so fun. Love
And
meeting her.
she also is kind of obsessed with Eric Roberts, but that's another story.
Unfortunately, he wasn't in New York, so I'm sure I'm sure she was bummed about that.
Oh, no,
But
she
yeah.
follows, like she goes to every con that Eric Roberts goes to. He's been on.
Oh
the
yeah.
show. I brought her.
Okay.
We are Eric. We fan out. He
Good.
plays. And if you love Eric Roberts and Oscar nominated superstar Eric Roberts, he plays Paul, the father of Zack. You got to watch him in the movie. He's funny. He's not the most likable character.
No, he's not. But he's a very likable person in real life. Really likable, but it was important for me that, like, even if this wasn't a coming out story, I didn't want to shy away from conversations that felt necessary. And with the other Zack, it's clear that the echo of what the closet has meant is, still resonating in his brain. And I wanted to explore why that is. And the answer, I think, is clear through the father, but also the fact, that they mentioned he lost his mother. And I think the father is so broken, so damaged from that his, holding on to this idea of what a perfect son is, a perfect family, like he can't let it go. So Eric was obviously, it's a dream to get him in that role. And he's so good. Yeah.
Well, I loved it too. I thought it was one of the most powerful, besides relationships, and without giving the story away, all relationships have twists and turns, and any good movie has twists and turns too. So you'll have to follow the roller coaster that is their relationship. But one of the most powerful parts was the conversation between a dad and a son. I think that no matter even how great of an experience people could have about coming out, there's always little twists and conversations and misunderstandings. Yeah. Many people live a complicated relationship with their parents, and you depict it beautifully in the film.
Yeah. I'm so lucky that my family was incredibly, accepting and loving. And it was never that kind of conversation. But my mom years later was like, why did you feel you couldn't tell us until, you were that age? And it was a conversation that was obviously very different, but it was a conversation that I think was really interesting, where it was like, I had to tell her it wasn't about you. Like, it's about me. It's my process. And me coming out when I did, it's nothing about you as a parent or the family or anything like that. It's what I needed. And I think, we all have conversations like that we hold on to. And it was cool and to write it and then to see it in front of me.
Have you always been around? I know you're from DC area. Is that true?
It
and
is.
I know you were a musical theater baby. You were in the shows at a young age. When did you decide to write your own stories?
So when I was very little, I was writing, like very, very little, but I took a break from writing probably like end of high school into I guess it's only like 5 or 6 years, but writing screenplays, like writing film, only started when I was like 23 or 24. I had written a TV show that was really something that I needed to write for me to, I think, just learn how to write. It was even more just about my life than this is, because this is a completely fictional story and has no moments that have happened to me other than the fact that it just feels like stuff that could happen, but it didn't. None of it did. Whereas that was like really lifted from moments that I'd experienced. But I think, I think if you're a writer, you're always kind of a writer. Like, your brain is always going, your brain's always thinking of new ideas. So like, even if I wasn't sitting down to write, my creativity was still, brewing.
And now this feature is out and people can see it. And we're talking everybody. Yes. You can go get your tickets and make sure you check it out. We're talking about things like this now in theaters, and you can get a ticket and see it. Bring your friends, bring a date. It's the perfect cute date night ever. Like, bring a group. when you that first scene, when you watch the movie, everybody, that first scene is like the quintessential, I was going to say gay dating moment, but it's across gender and sexuality, where you get insulted. I'm sure you have your own horror story, date stories that you have cultivated and helped be part of this film.
Yeah.
I was hooked. The second I saw it, I was like, I'm in.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, everyone, I think, has that experience where someone is like, you know, you're not right for me, and here's A, B, C, D, Y. And it's like, I'm sorry, what? Like, who asked? You know? But definitely being a plus size person in this community, there's a lot of times where I feel like people feel like they can share their opinions on me, and on how I look, and, you know, don't really care if I'm happy with how I look or with how I feel. That doesn't matter. What matters is how they feel about it. And so even if that scene isn't, you know, lifted from an exact moment, had plenty of moments where, you know, men feel like they can just kind of tell me how they feel about, you know, who I am and what I've, you know, what I look like, all that stuff. One time I literally, sorry, and we mostly have queer people listening, right? I'm just going to tell the story, so that's fine.
We're all the gays.
Great. One time I had, you know, had a man over from Grindr, and what happens had happened, and then afterwards he was like, oh, let me like see pictures of your exes or whatever, and I like showed him, and he was like, wow, they're really attractive. They dated you? And I was like, what do you think just happened here? Like, now, what is that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was such a weird thing to say. It was so strange, and it was almost like, but you're fat. Like, what do you mean you're dating people who aren't? And by the way, I've dated people of all, you know, shapes, sizes, you know, whatever. But like, it was just, he felt he could say that to me in that moment, and it was so bizarre. Yeah. So that's one microcosm of the experience, but that definitely does play into this scene, because it's a situation where someone feels entitled to, you know, give you their opinion on who you are as a person.
It's amazing. I mean, that's what I learned. You know, my story is I came out later in life. I came out way later, and to go and date in this community, in any community, but especially with the invention of apps, and people can say instantly about how they feel, or I'm not into you. You're not. It takes a certain level of self-worth, self-confidence, self-esteem.
Absolutely.
Take care of yourself. And that's what I think your movie shows, is that love is love. And I know that's an overused expression, but it's true. You can love people no matter who they are, what they are. And it just touches me. By the end of this film, you'll just be smiling.
I think it's important. I think, you know, yes, maybe it's an overused phrase, but it is for a reason. Like, cliches exist because they work and they are true. Yes. So, you know, love is love means to me that, like, don't judge who you're falling in love with or why. Just kind of let yourself do it. And I really wanted to explore, you know, how we get in our own way when that is happening. And even though the film is extremely, you know, I think it's very funny, and I think it does, you know, have a lot of really laugh out loud moments. But I also wanted to kind of have those moments of personal exploration on the fear that we feel when falling in love.
It's one of the scariest things. It's the greatest thing and one of the scariest things in the entire world.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you show it so well in the film. I'm not trying. Oh, I'm going to say no spoilers, no less. You're going to have to watch it yourself to figure out what's.
Yes.
So if you call yourself an artist, are you an actor or a director or a writer? What are we doing? Like, is next, what's next? Craft services too? Are you going to give anyone a job, Max?
So funny, actually, a writer, a talk by person said craft services too. I'm like, do y'all think I'm a great cook? I am. But it's I can only make certain dishes, but I make them very well. It's more like I just don't have time to learn new things right now. But anyway, I think, you know, I will always in my heart be an actor first, just because that's where I came from. It's I started writing to write for myself because I didn't see myself reflected on screen. So I think that's sort of the thing that I will continue to see myself as first, but that could, you know, change. Who knows? I would love to write other people's things or direct other people's things. I think that's a really great honor if someone's going to trust you with their vision. And I would just, you know, be sort of beside myself to get a chance to do that. And I feel the same way as an actor when someone trusts you with their work. It's really, it's an exceptional honor. But what's next for me is something that I can't chat about yet, but I will be able to very soon, and the information will be released like very soon. So you know, within the next, who knows, but it will not be a type of thing where people will be asking me this months from now. They'll know. Yeah.
There's a lot more work that Max has got up his sleeve. He's got more stuff in his brain and out here. And we'll follow you. We'll stay up to date on the Max T Show on Instagram, so we can stay up to date. And while we're talking and while you're watching this, please make sure it's perfect for you guys are smart marketers, because May 16th is the perfect to run into June and then run this baby right through Pride. If you're looking for something fun to do, you could bring people. It's not, you don't be scared. It's not a big scary gay movie. It's sweet and cute, and you'll love it. I'd bring my mom. Like, we would have a good old time with some Diet Coke and popcorn.
My parents are the biggest fan of this movie, and I don't think it's because I made it. I think it's because it's a throwback rom-com.
Yeah.
I think they just like love the fact that the movies they showed me when I was growing up are what inspired this film.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make a movie that everyone felt reflected in, because, you know, as queer people, we did have to see ourselves reflected in the Notting Hills and the, you know, Bridget Jones' Diaries and all of those. We had to find our place in seeing ourselves through straight characters. So it's important for me to do the same, but just through the queer lens, and, you know, let straight people see themselves through us.
And that's it. And you did it so well. So kudos to you. Congratulations. We're excited. It was so nice to have you here. I had such a good time watching.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for having me. Such a pleasure. Congratulations on the wedding. I'm so happy for you. And I'm sure your cousin's gonna have the best night too.
Oh, she's
the best time.
She's ready. Her nails are done. Her shoes are bought. We're gonna
love it.
Let's go. My show is your show anytime. I hope to come back soon.
Thank you so much. Would love to. So nice to meet you.
How fun. How fun is that? I'm starting to learn how to get this to go. So shout out to Max. The movie's really cute and I love it, and I can't recommend it more. Thank you for staying late with me till 8:15. Thank you all for celebrating the first week of Pride. 3 more weeks to go here. Next week, the governor of Michigan. The governor and lieutenant governor will be here. Plus, I'll show you all of the funny moments we have. I'm sure Darius and I walking in the parade with the governor will be a moment, and his sister Renee. And we'll see who else is going to be here. A lot of guests are still RSVPing that they're coming. I may have some clips from Tribeca Film Festival for you as well, with Adrian, who's actually out there on the street tonight, plus so much more. She just talked to Jim Gaffigan. She's talking to Kevin Smith and the rapper Logic tomorrow. Riz Ahmed. She's got a lot of stars that we're getting more stars than ever this year at Tribeca. Plus Pride is going on, so there'll be so much more information and stuff coming up. David Archuleta coming up soon. Jeff Hiller coming up soon, and so much more. I love you all for being here. Love is love. Be joy, be love. Show love to somebody, regardless of their gender, sexuality, religion, race. Just love on them. Another human being. We are so much more alike than we are different. And it's been funny because in this political world, I got a message on Facebook from someone who didn't like that I I joked about the Trump Elon Musk thing. And then, I was thinking of my friend in the pre-show making comments about politics and about how, if you hug the president, I think we all need to find some common ground. And look, I am by far not right, and I am by far not into this administration, but at some point we got to come together and make some common sense solutions to help the everyday people. And we're not going to do it by being more divided. We got to learn to love one another and figure a way in with one another. And as I was reading Governor Whitmer's book, she said, when someone says something I don't agree with, I follow it up with a question to try to understand them more than to judge them. And I think we all have to try to see where we're coming from and try to, I'm not talking about people that are hateful. And I'm not talking about people who are bigoted, sexist, racist, homophobic, terrible people. I'm talking about, let's have a conversation and try to come together to make some common sense, because this is not working. This divide is not working. It's time for being back to helping people help people. Happy Pride, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Amen. Back to you, Marie. Christine says, Margaret and Max were both super guests. See you next week. We'll see you next week with a very special edition of the Roundtable. Keep up with me at Robert and Bannon on Instagram and watch us and listen to us. Thank you for the comments this morning, Marie, over on the YouTube page. I'm happy you love that documentary that's coming. That Delta did for the D-Day. All of that stuff is over on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe what you're watching right now, and join us. Happy Pride, Alyssa, and join us every single day with new interviews and stuff. I got interviews for days, baby. Thank you. There's more love than there is hate. There's more joy than there is sadness. There's more good than there is bad. The best is yet to come. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. Baby, I'm coming. I'm done. He got me dinner. He got me a Mexican sandwich, which is like, I called it a Mexican pizza, then I called it a Mexican birthday cake. It's from a Mexican restaurant. It's got meat, cheese, rice, tortilla shell. It's so damn good, y'all. I gotta go. My mouth is watering. I love you for being here. Bye, everyone.